Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel, and guess what? The 72-hour challenge just finished and already we have a new event, the War in Heaven Progressive Island. And so if you log into the game, you'll see a little pop-up icon for the newest monster available, or the last monster in the event, Remiel. So let me exit out, and let me actually go on the War in Heaven little progressive island icon and see what we have. And the first thing you'll notice this time around is that there are a lot of different progressions. As you can see, it's not like just 7 or 8. It is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different progressions you can do. Although before everyone freaks out that the event is now longer and it's still the same amount of time and it's harder, I don't think that's the case. I think the 20 cells, that's probably going to be really easy to get. You can probably do it right away after you get Estoril. As for the Elementium, same thing, it's probably going to cost like 3 gems, or you're probably just going to have to do a simple task like collecting gold or something like that, maybe breeding, maybe hatching, and then there's 5 more Elementium towards the end. So I think it's pretty cool that you get a chance to get Elementium for pretty much doing nothing, because I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to take little to no effort to get that 5 Elementium and move on over to the next node, or the next progression, whatever it's called in this event. And then oddly enough, the second to last monster is an epic monster, Gothel, which, I mean, if you're a free-to-play player, most likely you're not even going to get to the second to last monster. You're probably not even going to get up to the Elementium. I think, again, I don't know anything, I don't have any information on the cost or anything, but usually the way it's worked in the past is that free-to-play players that put little to no effort, they can for sure get the first legendary monster for free, and they can sometimes get like the second legendary monster for free, which means that the majority of players will be able to get Ragnael. But then after Ragnael is Azuriel, and I think if you're really dedicated during these next 10 days, during these next 11 days, if you're really dedicated and you log in every 8 hours and you empty out your pools, you might be able to get Azuriel, which is going to be great because I was looking over the monsters in the wiki and we are going to do like a mini analysis on them in a little bit. I think she might be the best monster in this event. And we'll especially have a chance to get her if they give us an island boost, because if they do give us an island boost, instead of logging in every 8 hours to empty out your pools, you log in every 4 hours. So during an island boost, you essentially get double your items in the same amount of time. And so once again, I just want to state that I do not know the cost of anything right now. As soon as I know the cost, I'll make a video letting you guys know for sure what monster you can get. But just based on my past experience, for sure everyone's going to be able to get Ogma with little to no effort. And then for those of you that put some effort into this event, you'll be able to get Ragnael, especially if there's an island boost, then it's going to be really easy to get them. But for those of you that are extremely dedicated, logging in every 8 hours during this event, emptying out your pools, putting the timer on to make sure you log in every 8 hours, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get Azuriel, especially with an island boost. Without an island boost, you might have to spend a few gems, but if it's less than 249 gems, then it's worth it. And for those of you new to progressive islands, the way it essentially works is that you have to do whatever task you're required to do. So for example, I need to collect gold, I need to feed my monsters, I need to do one fight, and I need to hatch eggs. So it's simple. You just simply collect your gold. So eventually you're going to see I'm going to get like 6. I think that's the max. I got 4 right now. And let me keep collecting. I should be getting 2 more. I'm pretty sure 6 is the full pool. So let me see. Collect. By the way, right now it is 8:30 a.m. for me. So the reason I say that is because as soon as I log out, I'm going to record the time and then I'm going to be logging in again. So I'm not getting anything. Let me click War in Heaven. 4 out of 11. I'm pretty sure it's 6. It's usually like 6 or 8. So let's see, I'm not getting anything. If you ever find you're not getting anything, what I recommend is logging out of the game and logging back in. So I think that's what I'm going to try. So let me close the game. I'm on blue stacks, by the way. Let me go back on Monster Legends. Ooh, that is a nice design. And we're back on Monster Legends. Let me just click a habitat, click collect right here. And there you go. See, sometimes if you're not getting your full pool, just log out of the game, log back in, and that normally works. So I got my 6 out of 11. Next, I'm going to feed your monster. So the way I like to do this, normally I will hatch a monster I just bred. So right now it's Greenosaur. Let me plant him right there. Let me click on him. And then I'll feed him to like level 4. And you'll notice you'll probably never ever get it. So then you just sell and then you repeat. So you get another monster, or you don't even need to repeat. You can go to a different monster and you can feed him like 1 time. I'm not getting anything. Just feed him a couple times and you'll normally get it. So I got a little food right there. Let me see how many I got. I got 4 out of 6. That's probably the max pool. But just to be safe, I'm going to keep trying a little more. And let's see. I think, yeah. So it's probably 4. So that's just for the first monster. And it's not the same for every monster. For the next monster, it might not be 6 for collect gold. It might not be 4 for feed your monsters. It changes. So I would just recommend that you keep clicking, you keep spamming collect, you keep feeding one of your monsters, and just make sure that the pool is completely empty. I'm going to do the fight. So click on here. And this will be really fast. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, the way progressive islands work in a way they're extremely easy because the spawn time of every item is 8 hours, and that's the spawn time it takes for your pool to be completely full. So what does that mean? That means you only need to log in 3 times a day, because 8 hours, then 16, then 24. So if you wake up at 6 AM for example, all you need to do is log into the game again at 2 PM, empty out your pools, and then again at 10 PM, like right before you go to sleep. If you wake up at 7 AM, well, you play in the morning, you play again at 3 PM, and then you play at 11 PM. So it's in a sense, it's really easy, this event, because you don't have to be as active as you normally are. With, of course, the exception being if there's an island boost, in which case you want to log in every 4 hours. And when there is an island boost, for the monster you're going to be breeding, just breed a Thunder Eagle. It's going to be easy to keep track of when was the last time you logged in. But if there is no island boost, what I like to do is just breed Pandakins or Greenasaur, whatever the game gives me. So let me just sell him here, let me hatch, and I can keep repeating this process over and over until I get my item. So right now I'm going after the hatch egg, and there we go, I got it. So for the first monster, the pools were 6 for collect gold, 4 for feed your monster. For the fight, you just have to wait every 2 hours, and as for hatching eggs, also for breeding eggs, the pool is usually 1 hour. Now what probably sucks is going to be some sort of breeding event during the progressive island, in which case you're going to have to choose. Do you want to focus on the progressive island, or do you want to focus on the breeding event? But we'll just have to wait and see when that actually comes. One thing I want everyone to notice is that on this 4 monster right now, if I want to, I can get him for 14 gems. And if I look at my reward progress, I have 6 out of 11 collect gold, which means I only need 5 more. For feed your monsters, I only need 2 more. Fight, I need 2 more, and hatch eggs, I need 2 more. The hatching egg item, that won't respawn for another 8 hours. The feeder monsters, that'll respawn in 2 hours, enough to get me 2 more, you know. And for collect gold, in about 2 hours, I can probably get 2 more also, so I can reduce the cost. And for me personally, it's not worth waiting 8 hours just to get this monster, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed him up. So 14 gems, exit out, and I'm already on the new monster, right? And for him, it's collect gold, feed your monsters, and breed monsters. Now when this happens, when you move on to a new monster, the pools actually reset, so I can actually get my items for collecting gold, feeding your monsters, and breeding my monsters. So I'm going to do that right now, or I'm going to try at least. So repeat, I'm going to sell. Actually, no, I'm not going to sell. I am going to place, and I'm going to feed, and let's see if I get those. And if I don't get those, all I'm going to do is exit out of the game and log back in. And that usually works. So let me sell them now, and let me start collecting some gold. Let's see if I can get my items. Let's see. It doesn't appear like I'm getting anything, but you should know that as soon as you move on to the next monster, whether you get them legitimately by getting all the items, or whether you just pay gems to get the monster, it does reset. The pools do reset. So let's see. I'm not getting anything right now. I'm gonna click repeat, and I'm gonna place and feed. And let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Feed, not getting anything. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna sell him. And like I said, I'm gonna exit out of the game and log back in. Man, but seriously, this is a really cool image, starting image. It has the 3 new legendary monsters. Oh, one thing I noticed is there is no new epic monster. They're all legendary. So that's pretty cool. And by the way, they all have the new celestial trait. But again, we'll get into a little mini analysis in a little bit. I actually want to talk about the progressive island for those of you that are new to my channel or just new to Monster Legends and don't know what a progressive island is. So I'm just going to click on any habitat, I'll click collect, and there it is, you saw it for yourself, I got 6. So all it took for me was to exit out of the game and log back in, and which means I'll probably be getting my other items soon. Let me see, where's that breeding item? So let me place this little Greenasaur. Why so far, little buddy? Let's click on him and let's go slowly. Feed. I got one chicken leg, so I need more chicken leg because I imagine the pool for this is probably going to be 4 also. So come on, feed. He's not giving me any chicken legs, so let's get rid of him. Sell you, little buddy, and let's move back up. Let's see, let me sell you too, and I'm not getting anything. It is breed, right? Breed monster 0 out of 3. Oh, feeder monster, I already got 4 out of 12. So the only one that's not giving me any items is breeding your monsters, which sometimes happens. It sometimes happens. So let's put Panic in there, and let's keep trying to breed. I'm not getting anything. That is strange. So I'm gonna exit out of the game one more time and log back in, and maybe that'll help. Alright, and so we've logged out and logged back in a second time, and let's see if this actually works. Let me sell all these little Pandakins, and then let's see. I'm gonna click repeat. Oh, I thought I already had monsters. So in 30 seconds we'll find out. But yeah, that's basically all you need to know about progressive islands. Log in every 8 hours. That's all you need to do, and you're gonna be fine. And of course, be smart with that. For example, if you only need one more item, you're not going to wait 8 hours when it spawns in like maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. So for example, the chicken leg, I got 4. I get 4 every 8 hours, which means that every 2 hours, 1 chicken leg is going to spawn. And for example, the item I get from collecting gold, since I got 6 every 8 hours, that means that what, 1 collect gold item spawns every hour and 20 minutes or so? So just be smart about it. So let me, wow, I'm not getting anything. So sometimes there is an issue with the whole breeding your monsters and the hatching your monsters. So what I'm going to try now is I'm going to try breeding another monster. Someone that takes a little longer, like a Thunder Eagle that takes 4 hours. So if that doesn't help, then I really don't know what will. And it sucks because it should be working fine and it's just not right now. But if you're not getting any items from breeding your monsters, don't worry, the cost to skip it isn't too much and you still have a lot of time. For example, for collect gold, I still need to do 3 more logins. So I'm not going to panic right now. But I am going to breed Thunder Eagle like I said. So let me try that. So let me switch over to breeding and let's just do whatever Thunder monster I have with the Thunder Eagle, because I don't think I have 2 Thunder Eagles. And let me go all the way to the bottom. Well, actually I might. Let me check. No, I only have 1. So start breeding. That'll be ready in 4 hours. And then because I have a Thunder Eagle breeding already, let's just try this again. There it is. So I guess for some reason I just needed to breed a monster that lasted longer than 30 seconds, I guess. So double panicking doesn't always work. So if that's the case, just breed another monster. Thunder Eagle probably being your best choice. And there we go, I have 6 out of 22 on collect gold, 4 out of 12 on feed your monsters, 1 out of 3 on breed your monsters. It is 8:47 for me right now, which means I will log in exactly 8 hours, which is at 4:47 PM, and that's when I'll collect gold again, that's when I'll feed my monsters, and that's when I'll breed my monsters. And by the way, just so everyone is clear, when I say that you only need to log into the game 3 times during the day, that doesn't mean you can't log in more times. It's just that if you do log in more times, don't do any of those activities. Like, if you need to collect gold item, don't collect gold when you log in, just leave it alone. So I can log in 2 hours, for example. I'm not going to breed, I'm not going to collect gold, I'm not going to feed monsters, and I can still do my dungeons, or I can still do player versus player, or I can do war since I have a war going on. So just because I'm saying you only need to log in every 8 hours, that doesn't mean you can't log in during the in-between time. You still can, just don't do any of the activity. Don't collect gold, don't feed your monster, don't breed, don't, what else is there? Let's see. I don't know, I really don't know what else there is. But yeah, just every single thing. The pool is full in 8 hours. I need to stress that because I still get a ton of questions asking about progressive islands. I've had people in the past tell me that they log in non-stop in Monster Legends and they're not getting any items. What's the problem? Well, that's the problem. It takes a certain amount of time for an item to spawn. So if you log in every 30 minutes, you're gonna notice you're not gonna get any items because they haven't spawned yet. So the easiest, simplest way is to log in every 8 hours and spend gems whenever you think it's best. And with that said, let's jump into a little mini analysis of the monsters available. The very first monster you can get is Estoril, and yes, I'm ignoring the rare monster Crux. Estoril is the first monster in my opinion, and she's a pretty great monster. She has an AoE blind, an AoE burning, and more importantly, she's actually used to breed Archknight. So if you want to get a breedable monster to rank 130, she's your best bet. You breed her in Gold Core and you can get an Archknight. So I think it's great they're giving her out for free because this monster isn't breedable, and normally if you wanted to have her in order to try to breed Archknight, you would have to pay gems for her. So the fact that they're basically throwing her away at new players, old players, that's great. And she's also in 3 different books. She's in the Good Legions, the Female book, and the Winged book. The next monster available is the light legendary monster Ogma, who in my opinion has been a little outclassed, especially with recent monsters. He's only in a single book, Good Legions. Looking at his skills, he has a 45 damage special based AoE, he has a skill that gives himself immunity to freeze, nightmares, and poison, another skill that gives him immunity to possession, blind, and burning, and he has skills that can protect your team. Holy Shield protects your whole team from water, metal, magic, and nature attacks. Divine Shield protects from light, thunder, fire, and earth. You'll notice he has no protection against special attacks and dark attacks, so it's not a full protection, but it is like half protection. And then he has another AoE attack, 45 light based AoE, but as far as power, it's not that significant, and there's attackers that can do way better, and in terms of supportive monsters, there's just better monsters in the light element, and better monsters in the Good Legions category. But nonetheless, he has a free monster, he has a great monster design, and his max GPM is 244, so he's a great monster to get, especially when he's free. The next monster you can get during the event is Seraphim, who's in the Winged and Good Legions book. He doesn't necessarily have a high life, so it's kind of hard to keep him alive. I run mine with a single life rune just so he can survive, because he also has a lifesteal skill, Abduct and Heist, so that helps him stay alive, and he can also AoE daze in single blind. I like this monster a lot, but I think he's actually not that great, and I'm actually a little surprised they're giving this monster that far into the maze, as opposed to giving Estoril that far into the maze. But hey, it is what it is. If you want to progress, you're gonna have to get Seraphim. But all of those monsters I just talked about, they were all old monsters, so now let's get into the new monsters. And just so we're clear, this isn't going to be a full analysis, because then there'd be no point in making analysis videos for each individual monster. It's just going to be like my first thoughts on these monsters. So Ragnael, power 3432, life 29255, speed 3454. So I think just off the bat, his power and speed is pretty good. His life, I think for a light legendary monster, might be a little on the mediocre side, or maybe even the low side. Off the top of my head, I'm actually not sure. But one thing you'll notice is that his trait is Celestial, immunity to stun, mega stun, and bleeding, which is just great. We finally have a monster immune to mega stun. I love that. And along with that immunity to mega stun, he's also immune to bleeding. As for bugs, he's in Winged, Good Legions, and Underworld. His ultimate attack is an AoE possession, which is nice. It's also 60 special base damage. Let's see, initial judgment, blind, daze, and retribution, random negative effect to one monster. Not a fan of that. Divine flash, 65 damage, no cooldown, 28 stamina, and if the monster stays alive, they are now blind. That is great. What else do we have? Special base, 55 damage, 25 stamina cost, no cooldown, random negative effect. That's pretty cool. This monster having no cooldown skills, he's a challenge to all those monsters that have cooldowns activated. Demon Spy, another one, this time special based, 60 damage, and damage reduction. So 60 damage special based or 65 damage light based, one giving blind, one giving damage reduction. Wow. And let's see skills group 3, Bless Light. Let's see, blind and remove good effects, AoE 45 damage light based. Wow, AoE blind and remove good effects. I love that. I really love that. And AoE negative effects to all the enemy monsters, 28 stamina, only a 1 turn cooldown. That is surprising. So I'm seeing extremely low cooldowns, and the stamina cost isn't too bad. 28, 25, 28, 34, 28. That is not bad at all. The last skill, Demonic Cleanse. This deals 40 special base damage, again a 1 turn cooldown, damage reduction, and remove good effects. So overall, this monster appears to be an attacker, and he has Blessed Light, which is a soft deny. Remove good effects, this counts as light monster, so that's great. Can you imagine General Ingvar does empowerment on his team? Everyone has life regeneration, stamina regeneration, and you're like, nope, I'm gonna blind all of you and I'm gonna remove your good effects. That is so funny. Demonic Cleanse also removes good effects, but it gives damage reduction, so Blessed Light is better. The difference is light base versus special base, so of course it would have been better if Blessed Light was special base. And looking at the other skills, I think the skill set for this monster is going to be rather easy. He's an attacker, so 2 strength to speed rune. He has soft deny, that's great. And so overall, I really like this monster. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not anything too special, but I just love the fact that he's easy to get and he's a usable monster. He's pretty good. Next up we have Azuriel. And Azuriel is a metal legendary monster. Power 3454, that's pretty high. Life 29858. I'm not sure how that compares to other metal monsters. Speed 3465, that is a great speed to have. As for her max GPM, it's also 244. I feel the need to mention that because it's rare when we have a monster with a pretty good GPM. And we have her in the Winged, the Female, and the Good Legions book. As for her skills, she has Take Flight, Prayer, let's see. Her ultimate attack not only deals 70 metal-based damage, it also gives Bleeding and Sunburn. Bleeding and Sunburn, that's 25% of a monster's HP for the next 3 turns. Their accuracy is reduced by 15% and their damage output is reduced by 20%. What the heck, that is a great ultimate. Anything we should notice? Angel's Fury, 50%, nope. Sunburn, nope. Bleeding, nope. Divine Sacrifice activates cooldown on yourself and activates cooldown on the enemy. It is not worth it, I think. Let's see. Skills group 1 has no cooldown. Skills group 2, nothing with 0 cooldown. Skills group 3, Divine Sacrifice, not worth it. Heavenly Flare, 60 damage special based, 1 turn cooldown Sunburn. Wow. Spiritual Slash, 60. Wow, again, wow. These 2 skills, she is so powerful. So she's going to be an attacker for sure. Divine Judgment, 55 damage. What the heck, 16? Did I even look at skills group 2? 13 stamina cost, 25, 25. That is low. Divine Judgment, a 16 stamina cost, 3 turn cooldown. Cooldown's activated on a single monster. That's great. Definitely running that. Holy Blaze and AoE Sunburn, 27 stamina cost, only 2 turn cooldown and 40 damage. And Corrupt Retribution, wow, AoE Bleeding. AoE Bleeding, 45 damage metal based. So 2 powerful AoEs, 2 strong single hits, and then Divine Judgment, which activates cooldowns. Darn it, now I'm going to have trouble deciding what to pick. Do you run the 2 AoEs and the 2 single hits? Do you run the 2 single hits, 1 of the AoEs and Divine Judgment? Or the 2 AoEs, Divine Judgment, 1 of the strong single hits? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what is the skill set you're going to be running. Like I said, after I think about these monsters a little more, I will be doing an analysis. But right now, she is really, really great for a metal monster, for a metal attacker. AoE Sunburn and Bleeding for metal? Wow, seriously, I mean, it's nothing too groundbreaking by any means, but I'm really loving it right now. Let's take a look at the last monster, Remiel. And starting things off strong, Remiel boasts a power of 3531, which is a pretty darn high power. For life, 30,763. I know for fire monsters this is tanky, it's probably in the top 5, and if we were to exclude the nemesis monsters, this would probably be top 3. So a great power and a great life, and look at that, he doesn't even have that bad of a speed, 3432. So great stats for this fire monster. Max GPM of 244, Celestial trait making him immune to stun, mega stun and bleeding. And darn, considering he's a fire monster, don't you just wish he would have been immune to burning and ignition? Oh well, for bugs he's in winged and good legions. And for his skills, let's see, 65 damage, burning and ignition. That is so darn powerful. Skills group 1, cleansing blow, remove negative effects, 45 damage, nothing too special here. That's only to a single enemy, right? Or is it an AoE? Apply special weakness and fire weakness to one enemy, not too special. Angelic preparation, self skill, where you get damage boost, heal, and precision. So, a great skill in my opinion. And this might end up being a must-have skill because this basically means you're also immune to possession, hacked, and corruption, which is great because now you're immune to stun, mega stun, and any sort of possession, but you also prep for the next attack, which isn't going to be missing, and is going to have a 50% damage increase. Let's see, a 60 damage, 50% chance of stunning. I'm not sure how I feel about that. 60 damage is probably going to kill a monster that's not fire based. I guess it's nice, you know, it has a chance to stun. Most likely it's just going to single kill the enemy. Hell's Curse, multiple enemies, 40 damage, fire weakness. Alright, a nice setup skill, maybe for himself. Prayer of Cleansing, ooh, another self skill, removes negative effects, heals, and double damage. So you're going to have to choose, do you want double damage, healing by 25%, removing negative effects, or do you want precision and damage boost? So there's pros and cons to both, you know. If you do Prayer of Cleansing, you get increased damage, but you miss out on that precision, so your next attack might miss. Whereas with Angelic Preparation, you're guaranteed to land the next attack. And as for Prayer of Cleansing, you know, if you have something like Blind, you get rid of Blind, you get rid of Daze. If you have a DLT that might have killed you next turn, you also get rid of that. Pros and cons for both of them. I'm really curious what I'm going to be deciding. Like at this moment, I'm not even sure which skill I would pick. Next up we have Angelic Strike, 70 damage, whoa. And again, low stamina cost, 22 stamina, 2 turn cooldown, 70 damage. This is, given this monster's power, given the damage output on the skill, this is guaranteed to single hit an enemy. So Angelic Strike, definitely going to be running that. And lastly we have Heaven's Curse, which 45 special base damage, 2 turn cooldown, 34 stamina, and it gives special weakness. So unfortunately he doesn't have that much synergy. Heaven's Curse, it sets up for special attacks, which helps for your other legendary monsters, but it doesn't help for him. Hell's Curse sets up for fire attacks, which doesn't really help for him. I mean it does because he does have fire-based attacks, but they're single target attacks, and really you don't need that fire weakness unless you're going up against a fire monster. Angelic Strike, it's pretty much going to kill anyone that doesn't have a life rune. Same for Anointed Blade, that's going to single hit most likely depending on your runes. So let me just say, I like this monster also a lot. He's nothing too special, but Angelic Strike, that can definitely deal a massive amount of damage. And I love the self skill, but again, I'm not sure what I would pick. But yeah, that's a little mini analysis, my first thoughts on each of the monsters. There'll be a more in-depth analysis in the coming days, so I hope you guys are still looking forward to that. And I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about this event? Do you like the new 3 legendary monsters? Do you like the Celestial trait? Do you think these monsters are any good compared to other monsters in their own elements? Or do you think this progressive island is kind of lacking? Please let me know in the comments below. I really look forward to reading all of your guys' thoughts. And with that being said, best of luck to all of you on the War in Heaven's Island. May everyone get whoever they want to get. And like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.